Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way how you say it, it's all good here. And we're back again for another video as we look at another film in this Martin Scorsese Retrospective Series. And today we're going to look at my favorite Martin Scorsese film of all time. That's none other than The Last Temptation of Christ on Blu Ray from the Criterion Collection. As always, I hope you all are doing well, my friends, and I hope that you all are watching some great movies. Once again, we're celebrating the release of Martin Scorsese's newest film, Killers of the Flower Moon, by doing this retrospective series. Last week we saw my review of After Hours, and today we're going to be doing The Last Temptation of Christ. I'm super excited because I really like this movie. It's my favorite film from Martin Scorsese. This is the second time I've watched it, and I just have so much to say now, having to rewatch it and being able to dissect more of its themes. Remember though, if you're new here and you like physical media, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Click that notification bell so you don't miss a single piece of content on the channel, and of course leave a like on the video because that helps out a lot too. If you want to lend an extra helping hand, you can go over to my Patreon at patreon.com/TheNerdyChicano and go ahead and pledge to a tier. You can get awesome stuff like video essays and early access to videos just like the one you're watching right now. Of course, it is not mandatory, but it is appreciated, and if you all want to go do that, you can. Either way, I'm happy that you all get to watch these videos and you all talk to me in the comments and all the wonderful things that we get to interact with each other, so that way we can discuss the movies and physical media. But if you want to go ahead and support over there, you can. But of course, it's not mandatory. Now, let's go ahead and look at this film from Mr. Martin Scorsese. Let's go ahead and read from the back here. The Last Temptation of Christ by Martin Scorsese is a towering achievement. Though it initially engendered enormous controversy, the film can now be viewed as the remarkable, profoundly personal work of faith that it is. This 15-year labor of love, an adaptation of Nikos Kazantzakis' landmark novel that imagines an alternate fate for Jesus Christ, features outstanding performances by Willem Dafoe, Barbara Hershey, Harvey Keitel, Harry Dean Stanton, and David Bowie. Bold cinematography by the great Michael Ballhaus, and a transcendent score by Peter Gabriel. This Blu Ray special edition includes a restored high-definition digital transfer supervised and approved by cinematographer Michael Ballhaus and editor Thelma Schumacher, with a 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio soundtrack by supervising sound editor Skip Levy. Audio commentary featuring director Martin Scorsese, actor Willem Dafoe, and writers Paul Schrader and Jay Cox. Galleries of production stills, research materials, and costume designs. Location production footage shot by Scorsese. Interview with composer Peter Gabriel with a stills gallery of traditional instruments used in the score, plus an essay by film critic David Ehrstein. The film comes in at spine number 70 in the Criterion Collection, and this is the front of the Blu-ray. This is the back. This is the spine. And then you just open it up here, and you have your Blu-ray disc right here. And then you have this pamphlet, which has the essay by the film critic, transfer notes, acknowledgements, and cast and crew information, and just all of that. And they have like art from the film as well. And this love this shot of when Jesus is in the circle and then the flame combusts. But yeah, this is all of the pamphlet, and then you have the chapters right here, and just a plain background. But that's it for the packaging for this edition of The Last Temptation of Christ from the Criterion Collection. As I said, this is the second time that I've watched this film from Mr. Martin Scorsese. I think it's an incredible film. I loved it when I watched it the first time, and it really opened my eyes to possibly the only adaptation of Jesus Christ and his gospel and his story that made me connect to him on a level where I understood the human finally, instead of trying to understand the deity for so long. This second time, it really hammered it in for me. I was able to really gravitate to the imagery of Jesus weeping and crying over, having to be the one to be crucified on that cross, and having to feel like he's not enough for his Father, as he's going to be killed for him. But all of these things are parts of the film that really gravitated to me and really pulled at me to finally understand the human that is Jesus Christ. And I think that that's why this movie is so good, is because it finally is able to relate you to this person. And the outrage over it was so silly, and I think it was mostly over the fact that you do see Jesus have sex in this film. And if people would just learn to understand the context of it and read the fact that what's happening there is a more of a vision of what life could have been for Jesus if he had not been if he would have taken that final temptation. And of course, it's something that caused a lot of controversy at the time, but I think it's an incredible way to look at what could have been, and why it makes that decision to die for the sins of humanity so much more impactful. The incredible cinematography, the score, the performances by Willem Dafoe, Harvey Keitel, Barbara Hershey, all are just so well thought out, and they just provide this incredible look into this life, into the gospel, that no other film has been able to do this for me. And I really am 100% honest to you all. The Passion of the Christ, I watched that before and left feeling nothing. I've seen films like other films like about Christ. I haven't watched The Gospel According to St. Matthew, which is a film that I really wanted to watch, and I'm saving it for when I do buy the Pasolini 101 set. But for now, this is really the only movie that really did it for me, to really make me connect to the life of Jesus Christ. And because of that, I think it's just my favorite movie from Martin Scorsese, and is one of my favorite movies of all time. I can never get tired of rewatching this, and I had an incredible Cinema Condition episode that you all should go ahead and watch and listen to with AK about this, that I do really recommend. And maybe one day I'll do a video essay for this, because it's a film that I could talk about for ages and ages. Now let's talk about the transfer. So I watched this on my 4K TV, on my 4K player, and I listened to the audio out of my TV speakers. And I have to say, watching this on my 4K player, this might be one of the only times where I didn't really see a major difference between the streaming quality for this film on the Criterion channel compared to my Blu Ray, but I still really like the way that this looks on my 4K TV. I think it upscales it a bit to almost like full like 2K maybe, but nothing too crazy. This film is also like shot really kind of rough looking, and I think that that's a big strength for it, because it has to look like pretty rough. It needs to not be this beautiful painted picture and be shot to look so enticing to the eye if you're dealing with something like the gospel. But nonetheless, like I really do like the high definition transfer. I think that the resolution looks good. I think that the colors look really good and they register well on my TV, especially at night. I really do like those scenes at night, and the way that the highlights and the shadows really provide a good context to the frame, and they really pop on my screen. And it is grainy, but it is a good enough amount of grain that doesn't feel too distracting compared to other films that I've seen. The audio is really good too. Of course, didn't listen to the 5.1 because I don't obviously have a 5.1 stereo system, but what was coming out of my TV speakers was pretty good, and I really did like it. It does sound a little rough around the edges, and I'm sure that once we get more cleanups of this, once we get just a more definitive edition of this film, we'll have a better upgrade. But for now, for what I was able to listen to and what I'm able to see, it sounds good. No popping, no hissing, nothing that would be too distracting in the audio track. but it sounds good, it looks good. You have a good amount of special features here in the back, and it's included in this film. And some of them, like, I think I saw the production stills, really interesting stuff. I haven't done the audio commentary. I haven't seen the interview with the composer. But you know, for $20, you have a really good audio track, you have a really good video track, you have a good film, and some good special features. So it is very much worth your purchase, and it's a movie that I think everybody should watch. I think you should ignore the controversy. I think you should decide for yourself whether it makes you mad or it's actually something that you like. But I think it's a movie that everybody should at least see once in their life to really experience another film from Martin Scorsese that's not a mob film. And I think it's a definitive watch for the filmography of Martin Scorsese. Of course, I'll be back again next week for another film in my collection as we look at another film from Martin Scorsese as we continue this series. But for now, go ahead and follow me at The Nerd Chicano on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Letterboxd, Serialized, and on Twitch. It would be really helpful, so make sure you all go to those platforms and search me up. I would like to talk to you all about movies and physical media. Check out the Nerdcore by following our Twitch and our YouTube at the Nerdcore. Our website is thenerdcore.com. Check out all our podcasts that we're doing. We're doing a lot of cool stuff, and we could really use your support, so please go and check that out, because it would be much appreciated, my friends. Of course, in the comments, let me know if you've seen this movie from Martin Scorsese. Do you own this copy from the Criterion Collection? What do you think about it? Let's talk in the comments about this. But in the meantime, to all my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars, celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you all in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.